I have driven through many rainstorms over the years in different parts of Thailand, but as I will explain in this video, this was by far the most extreme rainstorm that I have ever encountered. We started the journey back home at 5 AM to make sure we avoid Bangkok's infamous rush hour traffic. This also provided us with an opportunity, so we thought at the time, to stop and check out new places along the way. As we entered Chiang, which was about 2.5 hours drive from Bangkok, the ominous dark rain clouds started to roll in, and by the time we entered the next province of Nakhon Sawan, it started pouring with rain. Now, with rainstorms that I have encountered before, it tends to be localized and short. Oh, no, not this one. Once it started, there wasn't any signs of it stopping. The visibility got worse as we continued north, and adding to the challenge of this trip is that our truck, the Ford Ranger, is a rear-wheel drive with no weight on the pickup bed. So there were a couple of times actually that we were driving around 90 km/h and the car started fishtailing slightly. Along with the really poor visibility, it was properly sketchy and it kept on going for what seemed like forever. Luckily, as we neared the next town of Kampangphet, which is the halfway point between Bangkok and Chiang, the rain stopped for a little bit, just enough for us to stop and to go out and grab something to eat. So, found this place when I was doing my research for some restaurants on the way back. And since every time we're in Kampangphet, we always go to the pork and rice one. I thought we'd try something different, so this is one of the noodle places I found right on the main highway, really easy to find. The noodles have arrived. Today I went for the rice noodle, the sort of like tagliatelle fettuccine rice noodle. My wife went for the egg noodle. Let's try the broth. Now this is another quirk of this noodle restaurant. You see they have rice dishes as well, khao pad and whatnot. So that's why the spoon, it's geared for those kind of dishes, so I'm using it for the noodle. Whoa. With this one, we went for the nam tok, which has the added pork blood in it. It is super savory, super salty, in a good way. The depth of flavor in that broth is delicious. Every time there's a noodle, I always hit it up with some vinegar to counteract that savory saltiness. Now, I tend to go Okay, so what happened was I was going to go for the vinegar, but as I was talking to you, I added about 2-3 spoonful of what I thought was vinegar, but turns out to be fish sauce. Yeah. So it's super salty, so I have to get another one and hopefully remedy the first bowl somehow. Okay, got my second bowl, and straight away I think there's a bit of a miscommunication, because the first bowl we thought we ordered a nam tok with the pork's blood, but the broth suspiciously looked a little bit too clear. Let's try it first. Same depth of flavor, just I think they added a bit more blood, and so now you get that very saucy broth, thick broth. Look at that. You see, that's the fish sauce, and somehow I just went for that one. But this vinegar is the one I want. I'm gonna add about 3 of them. Let's try it. Stop. Wow. It's got a lovely chew, the noodle. Delicious. It soaks up some of that broth beautifully and season it beautifully. It's yummy. Let's try the pork meatball. Bouncy, tender. The other thing some หมูหมัก or sliced marinade pork. Let's try it. Oh, I'm back. It's tender, but they didn't add any starch, so you still got the natural texture and grain of the pork. I really like that actually, because sometimes with the starch, it just gives it too much bounciness. Here, I really got the texture of the pork, and that's lovely. The morning glory gives a lovely crunch, just adds a lovely freshness and crunch to this noodle dish. Absolutely delicious. Perfect for this rainy weather day. And we're in the next town of Tak. With the camera footage just now, you'll probably recognize this coffee shop. It was featured in the second video of this channel. And it's one of, well, since we've discovered it, it's one of my favorite places to stop every time we drive up and down from Bangkok to Chiang Mai. Because of the excessive amount of rain we're getting, this coffee shop is also suffering from a mini flood in front of the shop. We never seen the stream in front of this photo actually. And they have their own, it's quite loud out there, they have their own coffee roaster in the back. And the coffee, it's dark roast, which is my favorite, and I always make sure to bring it back home. Normally we go for ice, but it's the perfect weather. Cloudy, no rain yet. So it's time for some yummy hot latte. They're giving us a free pot of tea, Chinese tea. Oh, and the other thing I did mention about this coffee shop is sometimes they grow their own produce in the back. One time we got the most amazing melon from that garden. Okay, our coffee have arrived. Perfect hot coffee. Lovely. And we also got some Chinese bun stuffed with black beans. Now on the reason why I went for the bun, Chinese bun, because the sign they said there's enough filling to make you full. So I have to test that. And in terms of the filling to bun ratio, really good. Very generous with the filling. And let's try it. Chewy bun with the not too sweet bean filling in the middle. That's delicious, yummy. Hold on. The bean filling in the middle, it's got a bit of saltiness in there as well. I really like that contrast. Normally it's just sweet, and it can get a bit overwhelming, but this is perfect. Wow, it's really good. So nice. So you take a bite of that, and then shake it with some coffee. Perfect. That's brunch right there. Okay, so the organic part of this shop, which is really cool, just want to show you, is that they have honey. This is collected on the 6th month. And the pollen is from rice and sugarcane. I just love that story about the ingredients where they tell you where and how it came to be. It's just that connection with your food that's really amazing. And as such, yeah, it's really exciting to know. And did you find out how much the coffee costs?
อันนี้200บาทนะคะตัวคนถ้าเป็นถุง225โลนึงก็450
Okay.
อันนี้ครึ่งโล 125
So for the coffee, half a kilo is 225. For 1 kilo is 400 baht. Freshly roasted coffee. As we passed the next town of Tak, it started raining again. Luckily not as much as before, but it continued all the way until we reached Chiang Mai. Normally the journey would take us between 8 to 9 hours with many stops in between, but this took us well over 10 hours just to drive about less than 750 kilometers. As we drove past the welcome sign to Chiang Mai, I couldn't be any happier that we finally made it home. It was an incredibly exhausting drive, and we just drove straight home, where we were reunited with our cute pet bird Norbert. We gave him a shower and just spent the rest of the afternoon hanging out with Norbert and getting a much needed rest from that drive. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumb up, and please remember to subscribe to Don's Table. Until next time, take care, bye!